Real Estate 101 with Bob and Beth. I'm Bob Moore from Costello Realty in Franklin, Mass.
And I'm Beth Vega-Whitman from RMS Mortgage in Hopkinton, Mass. And we're here today to talk about, if you've watched a couple of our other videos, one was on pricing to get your house on the market, and the other was on prepping it to get ready to be on the market. And today we wanted to talk a little bit about what's the steps you need to do financially, or what do you do to get your financial ducks in a row.
Okay, Beth, what's the first thing I should do? I'm thinking of either selling my house and moving up or moving down. What's really the first thing I should do?
First thing you should always do is talk to a loan professional so that you have a conversation with them on what your plans are, what you want to do, and you can go through soup to nuts, what your goals are, so they can help you get that. So, and part of that process is really what in the end is called, you want to get pre-approved.
Okay, now what do you mean by pre-approved? We hear that term a lot, just give you a call and next thing you know I can get a loan for $1 million. Is that how it works?
No.
No?
Well, pre-approved, you're right. It's a term that's thrown around a lot, but a real pre-approval means that you have, or that a loan officer has gone through with you income, assets, credit, and your debts. So they've checked all of these. So if you haven't supplied to someone your W-2s and your pay stubs and say your tax returns and your bank statements, you're not pre-approved. Because pre-approved means they've actually looked all of that, vetted it. And the sooner that they do that, the better, because they can actually go through and stop any obstacles or prevent any obstacles and get those taken care of.
Okay, so you should have it done right from the beginning.
I would say before you even entertain putting your house on the market or figuring out what the value is, but you start that right at the same time.
Because if you don't do it right, you can get hurt in the long run. You might be set and buying a house for $500,000, and when you go for the mortgage, you're only going to be good for $450,000.
Right. So it's very important to set your target right and get your your financial ideas in a row.
Okay, do I need to close on my house before I can buy a new home?
Typically, you need to, for two reasons. You need to actually sell your house before you can buy your next house. And the reason behind that is most of the time, folks need the proceeds from that first home that they're selling. Whether it be a little bit or a lot, you need the proceeds of that house. And secondly, they also need to have that debt paid off so they're not trying to carry two primary mortgages along with all the other debts, because most people unfortunately can't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, do you ever have the case where you close on one house and buy another house in the same day?
Do it all the time.
In the same day? Yeah.
Do it all the time. It's part of a normal transaction because you can't have the two mortgages outstanding at the same time because people can't qualify or they need the funds from one to the other, so the wire goes from one sale to the purchase. So it's a constantly something we do. We do it every day, and that's why professionals helping you is very important. To get it all the way to the end touchdown and make it through there, and that's why the teamwork's very important of the attorney, the realtor, and the loan officer.
Everything has to be a well-oiled machine, shall we say.
Yes.
Are there cases where I can buy a house and not sell mine or still have it on the market?
Yes, it depends. If someone has assets that from another source, or they have savings that they can use, their house is on the market, it hasn't sold yet, they have assets somewhere else and they qualify to carry both mortgages, sure, they could do that. So it all depends on the particulars. And the recent guidelines have changed too. So if someone would really want to have that conversation, do I have the ability to do that? And if I do, what are the restrictions? Because there's different restrictions on counting rent, not counting rent when you're vacating a primary home.
That makes sense. And one other thing you hear a lot, do I really need 20% down on a home?
No, you don't need 20% down. Whether you're buying the first time or you're a repeat buyer. There are programs out there with 3 to 5% down. There's also VA and USDA, which are 100% financing programs. There's restrictions on and guidelines that are appropriate for all of these. But if someone's buying again for the second time, there are many programs, even conventional programs, you can do 5% down. So they should never let that be something that stops them.
Yeah, but if I don't put the 20% down, Beth, I have to pay the PMI, right? It's going to be more money.
Private mortgage insurance is a good thing. Private mortgage insurance, because we have it here in our country, enables people to put very little down. Most countries you have to put 20 to 25% down, and that's it. There are no other options. So here we have many options, which is a good thing. So it is insured, and the lender's insured for like 12 to 20% of the mortgage by private mortgage insurance. But there's many ways to do private mortgage insurance. The lender can pay for it up front in a whole. Mass Housing has a no MI program where it's self-insured. So there's, again, this is a great way or a great conversation to have with the loan officer, because there's many different ways to do PMI, monthly, upfront, or finance. So there's lots of different options.
So there's a lot of bases to cover, so you really should sit down and talk to somebody that knows what's going on.
Right, and you can go through the many options and what's the best one for you, and have you should have quite a few conversations about it.
Right, really sit down and go over it.
It's a big purchase. It's one of the biggest debts you're ever going to have in your life. So you want to make sure you're doing everything you can to make sure it's the smartest thing that you can do.
Especially when you're buying and selling and you're trying to do it all in the same day. Ooh, it's hard enough just
Yeah.
closing on a house in the same day, never mind buying and so on there.
Yeah.
So Beth, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
You can reach me at RMS Mortgage. I'm the branch manager in Hopkinton, Mass. Or you can call the office directly at 508-417-7700.
Okay, and if you're thinking of buying or selling and you need a realtor, my name is Bob Moore again. I work at Costello Realty in Franklin, Mass. They're located at 195 Main Street. The phone number there is 508-528-0083. And you can always reach me on my cell, which is 774-287-3339. And, we're looking forward to making you one of our satisfied customers. So please give us a call.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.